5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
All right. What's happening, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Live with Neve. I hope everybody's rocking and rolling and ready for a good time this morning. My guests, Jeff Arthur and his son, who've been friends of mine forever. Jeff had a fall and he dislocated 3 fingers on his left hand, which isn't real good for a guitar player. So we're going to go ahead and reschedule it. And that's okay, because I'm here and you're here. Good morning, Kim. Hey, babe. How are you? What's happening? So for today's show, this is kind of just a setup for tonight. I'm here. I'm going to do the show live. I have some clips from shows from a long time ago that if we run out of things to talk about, I'll play a couple of clips just to keep you entertained. But, as always on a Friday, I look at the news and I go, wow. What's going on in good news? I mean, I really have to start just not watching this, but listen to this. Here's some great news. We've got Putin plans to blow up major dam, causing a historic disaster, and he apparently tried to detonate a nuke, which didn't work. Who knows if this is true? So, keep it with a grain of salt, but doesn't sound too good. It's interesting to me that TikTok, which is blowing up in every sense of the word, they're owned by the Chinese government, a thing a lot of people, young people in particular, don't know. And all I can say is weirdness continues. We live in really wacky times. Let's see if there's anything good here. I do this every Friday, hoping we'll find something cool to talk about. Hey, Pam. All right. We got people from all over. Good morning. Hey, Deb. Thank you so much. And back at you. It's great. I love all you guys, the regulars especially, because, you're here. It's Friday. I kind of debated doing a show because tonight we're going up to Philly, down to Philly, I should say. And we'll be at the Rainforest Cafe. I'll be there at 4:30 today. We'll do a short show, which will be the sound check for Papa Chubby. I'll be interviewing him during that time. And then tonight when the show starts, I'll be broadcasting live from the venue. And I think that's going to be pretty cool. I hope you, I don't do many night shows, but they take the stage at 8:30. So about 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, I'll be at the Chubb show. It'll be streaming. You'll be able to see some really cool. He's a wild and crazy guy, but I'll tell you what, he can play the shit out of his guitar. He's just, extraordinary. Getting back to any great news here. Oh, they're saying the Chinese are going to invade Taiwan this year. Great. TikTok's going to monitor the physical presence of specific Americans. Interesting. Kevin Spacey. All right. He has been found not liable in a sex abuse suit. I don't know all the facts about the case, but I have a feeling that. Good morning, Debbie. Hey, baby. Who's here? Good morning. And my best to the infamous rant man, Mike. I have to tell you all, this is really cool. The first marriage on Live with Neve occurred between 2 of my friends and a fan and a former cast member, Debbie and Mike Imperato. We're always happy to see people get together and hook up watching the show. It feels good because they're both folks are really temperamentally suited to each other. And I find it amusing at the time, is all I'm going to say. Life is full of things that keep me cracking up and just watching life. And I'm glad you two guys are happy. That's all that matters, you know. As I've said, we all need someone to make us miserable sometimes. And I'm kidding. For all of you believers in the sanctity of marriage, I'm so glad you have it and are doing it. But I've been in that institution twice, and I think it's far better for myself and the ladies of the world that I stay this way. I don't know. I have a great girlfriend, and life goes on. You know, I don't know that we'll. Who knows? You just never know what goes on in this life. Now they're telling me this is more great news. How about this one? You got to laugh at this shit. They now say that a simple smartphone app. I don't have mine on today. It's actually out of. It's sort of like the version of the Tesla. It's not working. It didn't charge. Toby, what's happening, baby? Here she is, Toby Simmons, the girl from Wilshire Boulevard. What are you doing out there, Toby? You're up early. Do you want to come on the show this morning? Talk a little bit about what you got coming up this weekend? Love to have you. Right now, I'm sitting here. I've got no pants on and feeling nice. Everything's just airing out nicely. So, you know, life is good. So we're going through this, and the fact that a smartphone app can predict your death within 5 years. So I have to ask you, all of my great friends and fans, what do you guys think? Would you buy the app to find out if you're going to die? I'm seriously just posted about last night. Oh, good. For those of you who don't know, go to Toby Simmons' page, and if you're a band and need a social media network person, or just if you need help, Toby's the person to ask. And you can pay her money, good money. She's worth every penny. And I'm just going to tell you, it's really cool. She is the best. She grew up on Wilshire Boulevard. She knows everybody. Her date card is always packed with great adventure. And all I can tell you is check out the bands that she is involved with and friends with. She's an amazing woman, and I'm glad she's my friend. I got to just tell you, we've been friends since the show started, and she's a real sweet person, and I like that. So no, that hasn't happened to Kim. Deb's done it. My final plans are set, so the when doesn't matter. I've talked about this before. I really don't have any particular fear of death. I've been resuscitated twice in this existence, and hell, I'm still here. They can't kill me yet. Oh man, that is great. I love having great fresh juice. It's good for it makes you strong like bull. Yeah, Pam, I haven't even made my final arrangements, but they're kind of strange. They're not the orthodox cremate. And I want to have my remains flown to Tibet and put up on a mountain like a Tibetan burial where they chop you up and the buzzards eat you. Every time I tell somebody that's my plan, they're like, "Are you serious?" You know, I'd love to have Thief on and hear her new CD. I've watched her some of her stuff yesterday, and we're friends. I haven't reached out to her yet, but I definitely want to have her on since she's got a new CD. She seems like a real sweet person, and I'd rather have good people on the show than people I think are jack-offs. Pardon me. My show. It's good to be king. Florida, this is like such a sad story, man. After that storm hit Florida, so many people lost their pets. And I don't know about you, but man, if something happened to my pets, I'd lose my mind. It'd just feel like hell. And God, it's just too. Taylor Swift's new album is being praised by critics. Can you say payola? No, I'm kidding. Yes, I can. Yeezy says, I can say anti-Semitic shit and Adidas cannot drop me. Just shut the pie hole, man. Jesus, Kanye, Yeezy, whatever the hell you want to be called. Don't be an asshole. I can't stand anti-Semitic people, so just go away. What a jack off. Prince Harry. Here's some funny news anyway. We can get back to the purient stuff in a while. For everybody out there, Thief Mooney has a CD release. You can get it. Just type in Thief Mooney here on Facebook, and her stuff will come up. And definitely check out Toby's page. I check it 3 or 4 times a day, or I get updates. And she's got her Beak Freak, who makes appearances regularly. The wonderful Petey, who's a very conversive Bajarier, small parakeet, I guess is what they would call it. Let's see, there you go. Toby's upcoming calendar of events. I'm telling you, if you live in LA, you want to hang with Toby. I want to hang with Toby. In fact, I'll be hanging with her in a couple of weeks. I'm so excited. I haven't been in LA in a while. Last time I was going to go, things got dicey around the edge. My friend who was going to go, and he had medical issues in his family, severe ones. So that didn't work out. But I can smell the air. I can feel the nice, warm or brisk day, whatever it is out there. It's just going to be gorgeous. I know. Going to see the immediate family's new movie, perhaps the immediate family themselves. And you never know who I might run into out there, or who might run into me. Remember, getting guests for your show is the next best thing. It's like I used to say, all great relationships start with a stalking. At any rate, I know that you all have rather not be stalked by anyone, but I had a couple in my life, and it can be really, really scary. Even if, I mean, I've seen everything from the devil himself to the craziest of crazy, and I just don't know. All right, let's see what else. So Yeezy's upset, or not upset. He says Adidas cannot drop him. I'd drop him. Out of here, Yeez. Oh, it's great. You're right. Brian Nalen will be there. I may try and I've got some incredibly great dog biscuits I'm going to bring out there for Lee. His two big, I used to have basset hounds, so I always live vicariously looking at Lee's. Where I live right now, I'm in a very nice apartment, but I have 2 neighbors, and I just don't, having 2 basset hounds, like, they're not the brainiest of animals, and, you know, they bark and they bellow, and truth is, I like to just howl with them. I start howling, and then a long time ago, I used to have 2 basset hounds, a Malamute, and an Australian Shepherd. I had a big fenced yard, and they ran amok, had the electric fence. The electric fence, all of them respected it, except the basset hound, Hambone. Hambone was known as Hannibal when he was evil, or Hambone when he was being a good dog, but he had not a bit of malice in him. My kid would roll him over and maul on him and pull his ears up, and the dog would just be like, "Oh, this is great. Scratch my belt," you know. But he was stupid as I don't know, he was as stupid as this piece of steel and carbon. It was so hard to train, and he would run through the electric fence and be stuck in no man's land. And then I had an electric gate, and when I'd pull in, the gate would shut, and he'd be like, "Oh my God, you're home." And he'd run through the fence line, and then I'd run to get him, and I couldn't turn the fence off from out there, so I'd have to run over the line. He'd be like, "Yeah." Throw him in the car, because he'd go back and forth a couple times. He just is not the brainiest of animals, but you know. Oh, we love your Farouk. He's a beautiful, beautiful Staffordshire Terrier. Yes, Deborah, I've seen your critter. He's a beautiful thing. I like all animals. I especially like cats, but I've loved dogs and had them all my life. It's just they take a lot of work, and if you don't have the time, you have no business having one. So when I move eventually to get a place in Florida, I will definitely have a big, large, bitey ass dog, and I like Malinois. Facebook user, I kind of like this. This is interesting. Hold on. What's going on with this thing? There we go. Facebook user. Hello, Facebook user. How? Konnichiwa. Willkommen. That's really great. So tell me, Facebook user, is that your Christian name? Well, you know what, Deb? He may have been born with a cleft lip, but that's okay. You know, I'm not one of these guys. I'll tell you what. I a year and a half ago, my girlfriend and I we decided. I didn't decide actually. She wanted a French bulldog, as everyone seems to these days. Um, Having in my younger days had an amazing amount of experience in the animal industry. I was a veterinary technician for about 12 or 15 years. My parents in boarding kennels. And I like, I've trained dogs professionally and so forth. I've had a really interesting and crazy ass life. I've had some great jobs. I've had some jobs that weren't so good. But, we all have to take some jobs we don't care for. Well, you know what? I'm glad you got Farouk. It's always good to have somebody when you come home. Oh, hey, Brian. Nice to meet you, man. We were just talking about you. It was all good. Don't worry. Toby was just telling me a few character flaws, but other than that, you'll be fine. Welcome. I wanted to have you on my show for a long time, and I think you're a great musician, and welcome. That's all I can tell you. Today, we're having a little bit of a free-range, wild, and crazy show. My two guests this morning could not attend. My long-term friend Jeff had fallen and dislocated 3 fingers on his playing hand. We're wishing Jeff a quick and healthy recovery. And he'll be here maybe next week, maybe the next week after that. I've got some amazing guests for the fall. And after my trip to California, I hope to have a few more amazing guests for you. We'll see how that goes. It's funny. I'll tell you a funny story. To get Papa Chubby, if my friend had asked me if I wanted to attend the concert, and then in the middle of the day, yes, Farouk. Excellent, Brian. I've been a fan of yours forever. I'm amazed that we haven't really met yet, but while I'm out, I hope, maybe we can hook up, have some coffee or something or whatever. You can drink whatever you'd like. And I prefer tea, but whatever. I can't tell everybody out there. I am so excited. I'm really first time I've been to LA since 2019 NAMM. And I'm just I mean, after that show, I went through some pretty dramatic life changes. And it will be, Brian. I really look forward to it. You're a very talented guy, and appreciate it that you'd like to be on. I really am flattered. So I know I'm jumping around this morning. This show is pretty much what you're getting is Freeform Live with Neve. I've run right through the 10:15 break. And one thing I'm going to do while we're sitting here talking, I know you can see me. I have a bunch of these clips of the early Live with Neve show. And so while we're just sitting here goofing off on a Friday, I'm going to pull up some of my more noteworthy guests. In fact, I'll have this guy on. Let me see. Where is he? I don't know if anybody has seen the show with Sugar Mill Slim. He's an interesting character from out in LA. He plays at the Sugar Shack, Maui Sugar Shack, I guess. And he's a wild and crazy dude. So let's give a listen to that interview. I know that it's kind of long. All right, hang on. What I'm doing while you're sitting here, you can not hear this yet. All right. Stop, Neve. All right, folks, just bear with me. Again, my producer starts next Friday. While I'm not going to have to sit here and do all this stuff myself and get all, brain fog going on. I don't know if it's COVID brain fog or delirious drummer brain fog, but God, some days. Let's see. Okay, I just want to present a video to you. So I'm going to share the screen of this video. Okay, we're going here. And we're going to go Sugar Mill Slim. Put this up to share it. Oh, man, I look like I was baked out of my mind. Look at those eyes. Jesus Christ. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. I know you guys, I'm sorry I have to do this all by hand. Actually, I'm going to just run it from the beginning. I haven't seen this show in a long time, and there's going to be a lot of our characters from the past. So enjoy for a minute. Now, I'm going to be watching with you to be your guide on this miasma of funk. what he really sounded like after a couple of movies. And
Awesome actor.
Probably, yeah.
awesome actor, just tremendous. So speaking of awesome actors, Mike, what have you got going on for us this afternoon that you're uncomfortable about?
All right, here we go. If I got
back.
no, thank God. Let me tell you something. I want a new rule on freaking Facebook. If you yesterday was freaking National Dog Day, happy freaking day. Put your picture of your freaking dog on there. But from now on Facebook, if you miss the fucking day, you're not getting to put your dog's picture on the next day. If you miss somebody's birthday, too freaking bad. If it doesn't happen on that day, keep the. I have enough shit to look at. And another thing, here we go with this fucking pumpkin bullshit. Now I see pumpkin face masks. It's too much. Why did people? Who came up with the idea that everything in the world should have pumpkin in it, especially in freaking August? It's not even September yet. So take that pumpkin shit and shove it up your freaking ass. Now, I got a lesson for you guys. Let me give you guys a lesson about letting people drive when
pumpkin spice.
Dingbat Debbie will never drive again in my life, and I'll tell you why.
Oh my God.
So the other day we're driving, and we have 4 hours and 10 minutes left to get to West Virginia where we're going. I said, all right, you could drive for a while. I'll relax. I'll read my paper on the tablet. An hour and a half later, I said, all right, let me get back in the driver's seat. I look at the GPS. It shows 4 hours and 11 minutes left. I said, what the hell happened? You were driving for an hour and a half, and we still have 4 hours and 11 minutes. The time never changed. Oh, never got off the interstate where she was supposed to. Now we have to take the back roads across West Virginia. So instead of getting there at 3:30 in the afternoon, we got there at 6:30 at night. Now, here's the problem. I had my old GPS in the window the other day, and I cursed it out. I was calling her, who a bastard, you stupid. I call her Lola. You stupid bitch, Lola. You don't know what the freak you're doing. Well, my Google Maps GPS got insulted. So she's given me the silent treatment ever since. So she didn't tell Debbie to get off the interstate, and she's not freaking Marty Feldman, so she can't have one eye on the road and one eye on the GPS at the same freaking time.
That's like technology terror. The trilogy of terror technology.
So now you're trying to look at the road. So anyway, it took us. Instead of getting to West Virginia at 3:30 in the afternoon, we showed up like 7 o'clock at night. I drove 190 miles at 15 miles an hour around hairpin turns over the freaking mountains. So number one, be nice to your GPS. Don't curse it out. Stop with the pumpkin bullshit. And let me see what else. And then I got to tell you guys about playing Monopoly when you're drunk. It's the greatest freaking thing in the world. Get drunk. So now Debbie and her brother, Howard, they're buying all types of freaking properties. I'm not buying shit. I have nothing. They're saying, how come you're not getting any properties? I said, because it's freaking COVID. Nobody's going to pay me any freaking rent. What are you going to do? You can't evict anybody. So now they can't try to land on my space. No, you got to stay 6 inches away. We're in fucking, get off my fucking board.
And then you have rent controls.
It's ridiculous. So what I was doing was just like everybody else in COVID. Every time I passed go, I got stimulus money. Every time I landed in free parking, I got stimulus money. If I went to jail, I just fucking left because they let everybody out of jail. Because God forbid, a guy that raped 17 kids, you can't have him getting COVID in freaking prison. So I just played COVID rules. And guess what? At the end of the game, I had all types of freaking money.
So much.
I was
such a character.
Debbie was mortgaging properties there. Just play my freaking way. But we had a lot of fun. Drunk Monopoly is really, and if anybody's never played it, I told them we got to buy it. They have the Monopoly Cheaters Edition. That is the most fun game in the world. It's really fun because you have to cheat to win. It's really good.
Play it naked?
You can definitely play it naked and drunk.
That's even better.
Now they got this stupid show. They got this stupid show on TV, Naked and in Love.
And Afraid, or Naked and
Afraid Love Edition. Come on.
That's like every year at spring break. There's like 15,000 episodes a day for that week when every kid in the
but you don't have the freaking bugs eating your crotch
and bring
either.
COVID back to wherever they came from.
Yeah, it's so freaking stupid.
Well, why would you want to do Naked and Afraid Love Addiction? Hey, baby, see all the fleas on my dick?
I was going to say, if you saw the guy that she was with, he looked like he's like the guy in the dating game who won, and then the chick was like, no. And then he turned out to be a serial killer, had hundreds of pictures. I'm a photographer. No. Click, click. Yeah, the guy won. Oh, man, that is just too much fun. Let me, Irish, how you doing, my man?
I'm good, brother, man. I am in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I had an epiphany that I had to take a break. And I'm
Yes.
like, you know what? I'm going to go meet all my friends that I haven't been able to meet. And I got a surprise for you.
All right.
So one of the friends that I haven't been able to meet is here with me. And you got to meet. Well, you don't got
I
to
know
meet
who
her, you
you're
just got to
with.
say hi.
Let's say hi.
What up, yo?
Holy shit. Whoa, excuse me. Hey,
guys,
Jules. How the hell did you get to Chattanooga?
This great new invention called a car.
Wow. It made it, though. That's why I'm astounded. Holy shit.
Oh, I've got a new one now. So yeah, that one's been
Oh,
dead and
good,
gone
good.
for
I'm
months.
so
I've
happy to
got
hear that.
yeah, new one. Thank you. Yeah,
I
me
think
too,
this is
because it
great.
actually works.
That is a positive thing.
The live Neve reunion.
I'm just
Neve
so
Nation
glad.
is taking
Hell,
over.
you got to just pick up Julie and drive on up to the city this week and come up and we'll do some fun, do some power.
That's coming next.
All right. I'm just putting a seed in your mind. You know, later when you're intoxicated, you might all of a sudden go. One of my favorite tricks is asking some chick at the bar, hey, you want to go and drive to Mexico right now?
Right?
And if the
Dude, that's
woman
never a good
says
idea.
yes, if she says yes, you better have the game to back it up and start fucking driving. And it's a long way through
Woo!
Texas, but
I don't
that's
think
the
I can
only
do
way
it. My
to
tools
fly,
are all in
man.
fucking Michigan. How am I going to make the money? I can't be a gigolo. I'm too fucking old.
Oh, bullshit, man. You can be a gigolo. There's plenty of old ladies who pay for service, believe me.
Thanks, bro.
You're a stout, you're a big man. Remember, pulsing a paycheck.
So what's going on? What do you got? What do you have happening today?
Well, it's funny because today I really have a fun day. After this show, I had my guests couldn't make it this morning. Jeff Arthur dislocated 3 fingers, and basically he couldn't do the show, so it's live with me playing some reruns and just talking to our all of our pals. And I'm going to LA next week to go hang and Toby and Gina and the whole
You
gang.
are?
We're gonna.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going
That's
because
awesome.
the immediate family is having their premiere of their movie, and I'm going to go to the premiere in somewhere beautiful. I forget. Oh, it's in Coronado, which is just gorgeous down by San Diego. It is just, and I've been needing a Neve-cation bad. I just been like stressed and cranky and shit, and
That's
I've had
exactly
good things and a
what
couple
we're
of
doing.
things. It's just like sometimes I'm a real patient guy, and I don't let crap bug me. I get smacked around. I just kind of take another shot. What the hell? I'm starting to like it now, and I just needed to go fuck around and see some friends and just take a wee break. I figure I
it's
might be
time.
able to get to play with some friends, and oh, look at this! I love it. That's Mike. That's both of us. I didn't know. You know what? I was actually afraid you were going to tell me you were getting married. And I was instantly thinking of how I was going to call you after the show and talk you out of it.
Don't do it, please. Don't do it.
Please don't do
You
it.
got too much to live for. Don't get married.
Right? Don't jump.
No, you're
off the cliff.
the only way to fly. You have to get a prenup. And let me tell you something. I know if you ask a woman for a prenup, it is over, brother. You ain't getting nothing. It's done, man. That can piss people off big time. But I know, isn't this great, Toby? I'm really glad everybody's here. It is good to see you guys. I love y'all, and all I can tell is it's a great surprise, man. I mean, really, it made my day.
I thought I'd get you with this one. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get his ass. I got friends that I've never met, and I'm on a mission, and I'm coming up there to get you, and then I got to see the Rant Man, and then I got to get over there to see Toby and them. It's just gotta happen. I gotta do it.
I'm going to be in LA around the 11th for a few days, so you never know. Sometimes you got the money in the bank. Sometimes that's what I said. It's like asking a woman, you want to go to Mexico? Let me tell you, if she's the kind of woman who says yes, you want to
just
drive
proposition me to go to Mexico with you?
Yeah, like you met him at the bar at the groupie material.
Oh my God.
You know what's really funny though? Never mind. I'm not even going to, never mind.
Oh, come on.
I can't even go down the road. All I'll tell you is the women who say yes to that know how to live well.
But
that's the problem with a lot of people. They have no sense of adventure and shit, and they just don't do spontaneity well. Whereas, as you guys know, I'm kind of the king of, what the fuck? Let's do it. We're going where? Okay, I'm hopping in. Well, you got a
That's the
few.
only
I
way to
got
live.
one bag in my life. When I go on the road, I got one bag, whether I'm going for a week or a year. Because I'll tell you all some secret travel tips from Neil. Uh-oh, Mike's bleeding out. Look at this. Oh, Mike, please, you can't leave us. I mean, please don't die, Mike.
No, don't die. We need you.
Don't die. I don't know what it's going to take. I think he's waiting for me to dangle him like an 8-figure number to come on occasionally and do the
He's just
rant.
gonna show up.
I think
with
what
the
it
RV
is.
at your place and just dump the sewage in the front yard like in freaking National Lampoon's Christmas
Oh my
Vacation.
God. Shitter's
Oh.
full.
Whoa, look at that. Oh my God. You know, those are the kind of people that I've like had for relatives when I lived down south, and they're scary as hell, man. Quick, get the Nick stick. Oh, I like this one. And here's oh, and where is it? Here it is. You know, I can't bring myself to call Debbie Dingbat. I think she's a sweetheart. But just when I was
It's a term
listening
of
to,
endearment.
I know it is.
So
And when
I have played Yahtzee with Debbie and Mike and my significant ex. And yeah,
That's
It-
a nice title.
yeah, it was a significant ex. And, you know, we had a great time. And I'm like, okay, these guys are great, but Dingbat is fitting, just like freaking Crazy Irish is fitting. It's a term of endearment.
it is. I know that. You know, truth be known, I've always loved Debbie when she'd come on the show. She's funny as hell, and she's been a great fan. And Mike, he's just hand carved, man. Mike, I got to tell you, you are definitely. I like people who are individuals, and there's no more of a guy who breaks the mold than Mike. And in fact, all of us in this circle of fools are. What do you call it? A confederacy of dunces. That's it. That's a wonderful term.
I think that's where I'm at, isn't it?
Oh,
Have you ever read that book?
Flags you did not see.
Yeah,
No,
you are in
not over
Tennessee.
here.
I know you must have read that book when you were on
I
vacation.
did drive through Hazard County to get here.
Oh, you broke up.
Yeah.
I didn't jump my truck over the ravine though because I thought it would be inappropriate.
Was Roscoe
Oh,
chasing
listen,
you?
if you guys get in any trouble and you need bail, don't call me.
Part of the reason I'm calling for that. We're gonna actually go freaking hiking, man, in a waterfall thing, sending you pictures and
All
like I
right.
said, man, Neve Nation. Woo!
I like Neve Nation.
All right. You know,
Society.
later on, I'm going to be doing the sound check at Papa Chubby's at 4:30, usual regular time. So, and I had a great time because my friend says to me yesterday at like 3:00 between shows, he goes, "You want to go see Papa Chubby?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then he says, "Well, maybe you can do your show from there." So I said, "I'll tell you what, let me call Chubby up and I'll find out." Hung up. Of course, then I'm going, okay, get your brain working, get that big brain clicking. How am I going to get a hold of the fucker? I have his regular website that I've looked at, but he has 3 or 4 of them. Well, you know, musicians, they're not really good at the long-term maintenance thing sometimes, depending on the person. But I noticed he hasn't touched a couple of them since 2015, 15, 16. I looked at his most latest one, and lo and behold, he was online. Sort of like me calling Liberty DeVito up, and he answers the phone and goes, "Hello?" And I said, "Yes, this is your wife's attorney, Mr. Neil Van Erdy." And he just got quiet for a second. He goes, he's like, "Who is this?" I said, "Man, Liberty." He goes, "I've never even picked this thing up. And all the time I've had it, you're the first time I've ever picked up the phone." And hence his reticence to, he was just like, "What the fuck? Who is this?" I mean, I don't think he, you know, my remark, that's always a sure way to get people's attention. You call them up, tell them you're their wife or husband's attorney. Or you can call them up and say, "To catch a perv, you're with the show To Catch a Perv, and we have some information about your son-in-law or brother-in-law." I don't know. Call me silly, but I still like doing prank calls. I can't really.
I was just gonna say you are the king of prank phone calls, dude.
I try. Somebody has to do this.
I'm calling for your daughter, Chuck.
I mean, hell, yeah.
I'd like to
you
talk
do
to
that
your
own
daughter.
bit, so, I mean, that's,
She was nice to me at the chicken store and gave me a box of gizzards free.
and
Toby.
you hate that
A
one.
man not ought to lay with a woman. But, you know, sometimes a man's got to do what he's got to do.
That's like Carl. You got to
Oh my
come
God.
down and hang out with the Jews, make the Jews run around a little bit.
Oh, wow. Look at this. What of a thief? I'm one of your admirers from afar. Don't worry, I live in New York. You don't have to worry, I won't be over tonight.
They had breakfast.
I like to do some nighttime photography. I'm sorry. The show's going to go into the toilet because you guys have joined me. So it's, where we're going with this. Thief, I'm really excited. I want to hear your record. And I've been just listening and watching some of your stuff. And I will just tell you, I'd love to have you on the show. And I'll send you a note and we'll see if there's some simpatico here where you can come on and talk about your great record. And, it's fun here at Live with Neve. Some days it's more fun than others.
Especially when I surprise the shit out of you. I think
this is like made my day. This was like better than Julie's birthday thing, that was like the.
Hey, man, you know what? We all need a vacation, and it was just time. I'm like, I pulled the trigger, and I'm like, you know what? We're going.
Remember this. As you get older, we all have to have a certain amount of cash. But in my opinion, I've never bought plane tickets to go somewhere for an adventure that I regret it, or I regret the amount of money I spent or the time. I tell everybody you can travel affordably if you know how. You just got to be smart. I mean, you can go to Europe for a month. You can work it out. If you got to set a budget, get out your old computer, go through it. But I mean, I've gone to Europe and spent. I mean, I live like a rat when I go, but I eat what I want. I do whatever the hell I want, and I get to see the different. People just love life differently in different places. In Europe, they respect music at a much higher level than just doing a booty dance. Here's a good story while we're talking weird stuff on this Friday. So Jules, have you, there's a rapper, a large lady I can't think of her name now. It's not.
Missy Elliott?
Might be Missy Elliott. And she did a video where there's a guy, she's sitting in a chair with a beer. And it appears that he's having a boxed lunch, we'll say. And at any rate, there's a tattoo. It could be. I think it might be Lizzo, Toby. But in the case of this is not, don't sue me, any of your lawyers. Don't even fucking try. I got nothing. I got butt kiss. You'll spend more in postage and I'll just disappear. Trust me, I will make the frickin' flight to Buenos Aires if I have to.
So they're having a box lunch, as you said.
Yes, and the giver, not the receiver, is got a tattoo on his back.
Oh, God.
Now, this is where it gets funny, and it shows you that lawyers will pull anything they can. And I love a good scheme from a shady lawyer as long as he's mine. My guy is like the Saul Rosenberg of law here in New Jersey. If I got a problem or if somebody gives me a problem, he'll just make them like,
check
oh
out
God.
the book while the DJ revolves it.
He's a miserable bastard, and all I can tell you is I don't lose ever and never have, and I'm not going to start now. But you got to have. Basically, it's okay. You should hate all attorneys except yours. When it's your attorney, you got a guy who, I don't know, a good friend when they look at you and they go, look, we're about to get arrested. Give me $1. And I go, why, Jay? He goes, because you've just retained me. If we have any trouble, I'm getting to represent you. And I was like, I wasn't sure at the time. He just got out of law school. I wasn't sure if I should let him represent me. Maybe I should do it myself. Didn't get arrested, but I'm trying to remember what it was about. Some guys got in a fight and somehow I got linked into it. Although I told the guy who was looking to swing on me, I'm like,
because you were completely innocent of that. I'm entirely positive.
Well, you know what happened? My buddy got charged because him and this other D-bag they were doing polite English boxing. Yeah, it's like really too much fun to watch this. They're out there rolling around they were at the corner of 301 and Kennedy Boulevard at the little Brandon pub. And they're out there in the ditch. And those two got into it, and there was 2 guys with them. And they started looking at me, and I'm like, hey, I didn't hit the guy. So Jay and him are having fisticuffs. The cops come, and they arrest him. So, it's like, okay, get bail, get Jay moving out of the bowels of just a horrible place to end up in the drunk tank on a Friday or Saturday at 2 a.m. in Tampa, Florida, man. It's like a Dante's Inferno, the 4th circle of hell, it's just brutal. So enough about that. So what are you guys doing today? You're going hiking.
So we're going to go up into the freaking mountains and do a hike.
Remember, you got pretty lips, boy.
Damn it. I knew that was coming. Little piggy.
Are you going to get a raft? Are you going rafting? Julie's
all right,
looking all fine.
Norse code on Facebook Messenger, and it says, "Please send help." You know what's
I
up.
will just send me your basic email, like where you're at. And if you have a GPS coordinator where you're going in, that way, if I have the number, listen, we have friends in Tennessee. All I got to do is pick up the phone call. I'll have Hatchet and a bunch of roadies show up. All I can tell you, when that roadies show up, shit gets done.
Speaking of friends in Tennessee, man, congratulations to Sam Rourke. That's what
Sam
she's
Rourke
this weekend.
Yep.
Nashville for her awards. Congratulations, Sammy. We love you.
Yes, Sam, we love you, and you're kicking ass, and it's so great that you're part of the family, and hopefully we'll get you on after the awards ceremony. I was going to go down south, but I've decided that as cool as it is to go to Nashville, I need a barbecue infusion, but I really need to go to LA, eat some great Mexican food, hear some great music, hang out with some great friends. I'm coming bearing gifts, so all my peeps are going to have a good time.
This is the year, man. The big things to come.
Well, it's since the past 3 years, life has continued to expand at a rate that extends me, great pleasure occasionally. Here he is. Oh my God, I don't have my hat. Shit, Keith, you always catch me when I'm not wearing my Gone Country hat at GoneCountryHats.com. That's right. Where is it? Gone Country Hats. The only hat for you.
.com.
Let's see if we can come up with a jingle. Let's see. Can we do a speed jingle
for
Gone Country hats?
I don't have my Gone Country hat right now. I'm naked right now.
I'm naked from the waist down too. I always do the show. I like to keep the boys.
If you are naked from the waist down, I will actually lose my mind and run from my phone.
Yes, you will. I'm not gonna trust me. Every time I stand up, people laugh. So I've learned not to do that.
Keep the stallion corralled, buddy.
I have the biggest hands and feet in the world, but it's like Pinolito, man. I don't know what to tell you. Look, Keith's getting upset. Oh my God, I'm scaring him again. The first time I tried to get a hat from this guy, it was so fucked up. I must have sent and measured my head.
I don't know. I think Jules has got, no offense to your hat, but Jules has got a pretty freaking cool hat.
Jules does have a cool hat, and I do too. I love my hats.
Hat? Oh, yeah. No, it is badass.
Which one's she got?
I can't see it.
We can't see anything. It's bright out here.
I know. It's bright as, it's hell's gates, man. You got to be careful. Remember, you're in Tennessee. You just never turn your back on a guy who whistles at you or pinches your butt, man. It's all over.
Yeah.
You know the drill. You got experience in the world, man. I bet you can smell it from 20 feet away.
Yep, pretty
much. You got to do the Frank Sinatra thing.
Which one?
I'm not running. I'm more inclined to send someone else running. It's just the way I roll. But I kill with words. That's, don't get. I love getting a heckler to show. They don't have any idea the Pandora of hell I'm going to rain on them if they start fucking with my band. I mean, seriously, hecklers, are they not the best, Julie, if you get a heckler who's just like the drunk guy in the back? It's the kind of guy who everybody in the bar is just waiting for him to either get thrown out, punched out, or fall down drunk in the bathroom and right under the urinal, and people are stepping around him. I've seen these people, and there's a lot of them in Tennessee, man. And have you ever drunk moonshine, Irish?
Yes.
So you're experienced.
Yes, it's good stuff.
Oh, well, I will just tell you, remember, if you need bail, don't call me. I mean, you call somebody. That shit will get you into trouble. I can prove it. I have some scars, and like I'm from New Jersey, man. My nervous system was not developed for fucking moonshine, and I was about 18 when I first tried it. Oh, right. You know what, Kim? I'd love you to be naked and afraid. I promise I'll be gentle. Very gentle.
There's no naked and afraid going on this trip because the Billies are out here.
Sometimes I'm getting a hit up. Sometimes you can step down.
Hold on, wait.
If they're a little trashy once in a while,
that's not.
I can't say that I've never looked at a tramp stamp from an alternative view.
Listen, I can't say hillbillies. That's not politically correct to be on the show. It's Appalachian Americans. I do apologize for
Christ almighty. We don't fly with all that nonsense. I'm sorry. Appalachians. I don't care what you call me. I'm an Italian guy. You can call me a dumb dago or whatever. I'm just like, I'm amazed how many people, when somebody talks about them, I've been in a band and led a band. I am used to people talking about me. That motherfucker didn't get us a good meal tonight. We had to eat at Arby's. Or how fucking long to the gig, man?
I'm not a hillbilly. I am an Appalachian American.
I forgot my amplifier. Can I plug it into the bass amp? Oh man, we're sitting here. I should really Pam Ryan, Naked and PC. We are totally politically correct here. I mean, if I can't offend you, I don't care what your pronoun is. Come on up. Let's take a bat. I don't mean that because I care. It's just the truth is, I find all kinds of shit in life funny. I've laughed at funerals and I've done inappropriate things because I find my survival mechanism my entire life has been to fucking make fun of shit that's bad that may have happened or allegedly has happened in my life. And ultimately, I would go nuts if I didn't just make fun of shit on a random basis. And it's not personal. I'll equally offend Republicans or Democrats. I don't care if you don't have a good enough sense of humor to be able to laugh at yourself. What the hell, man? I mean, politicians by their nature, it's like it's Hollywood for ugly people. And I want to see them start doing sessions where they hang a piñata. And you get the Speaker of the House from each side, and they go out with a big fucking piñata, and elbows are allowed. You give Nancy Pelosi that big fucking hammer she walks around with.
Jesus.
Fucking jumping up, and you have some guy, a little dwarf up there, popping it, making the piñata jump. And a Republican, a Democrat, and a rabbi walk into a bar. All right. What happens? God only knows. Rick, good morning. Oh, yes, Rick, good morning, and welcome to Live with Neve.
Live with Neve.
I have some good news. We got Rob Bartlett from the Don. We have Rob Bartlett from the Don Imus show will be appearing on the show with me. And rumor has it there are some bits being written that are sure to please. Don Imus and him, for anybody who doesn't know who Rob Bartlett is, he is one of the funniest bastards on the planet.
Don Imus is a funny bastard.
He was, and him and Rob would occasionally fake like they were having a fight. Like, here's a typical Don Imus morning. Hello and welcome to the Don Imus show. Rick or Rob, why are you so fat? Good Lord, you're fat. And then Rob would turn and he'd be like, I fucking had it with you. I can't take it anymore. You fucking terrorize me. You call me fat. Ah! He starts having a meltdown. They'd go, and Don would be like, well, I'm paying you more than anyone else in New York would. I mean, it was just brutal. So I'm kind of hoping that I laugh at my own face. Rick, you're going down the Groucho trail there, man. You better be careful. We'll be in. Oh, Keith, adios, amigo. Tell me, can you bring me a woman from the southern land?
I imagine Tennessee.
I imagine no, that's actually I'd rather have a Mexican cha-cha that's happy.
All right, man.
All right, you guys. Hey, man, a big hug to both of you guys. This is really special, and thank you so much.
Absolutely,
both of you guys, stop by at 4:30, and then at 8 tonight we're streaming the whole concert. So I know you got things to do and people to see, or people to do and things to see, something like that.
If I'm not stuck in the mountains of Tennessee watching waterfalls and all that good stuff, I will be there. We will be there.
If you have an emergency situation, send me the GPS and I'll send Hatchet with all the old roadies from Atlanta. They'll bring guns, lawyers, guns,
get out
and
whatever
money.
it is they stuffed wherever they were going to.
Excellent. You've met Mike, right? You were on the show when I've had him on.
Yes.
The fucking ultimate rock and roller. In fact, we're going to have him on and just do an exhibition of his photos coming up. I didn't make it down there, but I still have an invite. So
if we're doing exhibitionist photos, I got a wax. I look like freaking Chewbacca.
I love it. Actually, I'm going to pay you to come on in a Chewbacca mask for over the holidays. I love it. All right, man. Take it easy. And you guys, I will see you soon.
Neve Nation, man. Neve Society. We're coming out strong. We ain't playing.
We're going to have some fun. See you all soon. Well, man, that was just great fun. I'll tell you what. I mean, seriously. I just love this whole crew of people. I mean, really. That was fun and a trip down memory lane. Let's see. Well, while we're sitting here, we were listening to some earlier shows that were kind of amusing. Let me see if I can get this right. Where am I? There I am. Up, and we have Debbie May. We have to get going. There's stuff to do. Hey, and you guys have fun too. You know, you guys always have fun. And I actually, as much as I joke about marriage, you guys are going to make it. You just ideally suited to each other. And what can I tell you? Congratulations. The first wedding brought together by Live with Neve. The next thing I'm going to do is bring a rain of flogs next time there's an election. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little crazy. I'm really hyper because I'm going to Philly very shortly. We got about 6 more minutes here. And rumor has it I'm bringing assorted goodies down to the Papa Chubby show. And of course, in my own way last night, I did grovel for a gig, a snippet of the Halloween show. Let's see what we can do with that. Now, which one are you thinking about, Toby? Because there's several actually. We did one where one year we read various tales. Let's see, the Raven, stuff like that. We've got 300 shows total so far. And let me just close this out. There we go. Stop screen. There we are. Okay, now I'm going to go in and look and see what we have here for old shows that I can pull up the Hawaiian. This is 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Another thing, folks, there's been some weirdness with Facebook. If I can ask everybody who watches and everybody who's my friend on Facebook, everybody, if you would please go to YouTube, if you could kindly like and subscribe and leave a testimonial, I would appreciate it. Number 2, a thing I'm kind of asking you to do is, if you would be so kind, if you're inspired to do a shout out or a testimonial on your cell phone, MP4, and then just instant and mail it to me. Text me, whatever you do. Just tell me, hi, I'm Live with Neve. I love the Neve show. Or Neve's the biggest dick I've ever met. I don't care what you say, but I want to see enthusiasm. Enthusiasm's lacking in so many things in our world today, and the lackadaisical help sometimes. Oh, here we go. Halloween Horror Fest. Okay, Toby, we're going to go with it. I don't know. 621. I'm looking. I got a couple of years of them here. Highlands Horror Film Fest. Let's see what we've got here, people. It'll just take me a second to bring this on. Okay, share the screen. We're going over here. Bada bing, bada boom. Now I can log it in. And let's just do this. Let's get to the meat of the show. Hell with all that crap. We must have been late. It's a long intro. God almighty, 7 minutes. Jesus Christ. Come on, people. What do we pay you for? Here we go.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. Working
It
like
is
a
Halloween.
redheaded stepchild, but I guess I am a redheaded stepchild, so there's
There
that.
you go, man. Hopefully there's nobody beating on you today, so that's always a good thing.
No, I managed to escape that today, but I've been alone most of the day, so I guess that's why.
There's still time.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, you were talking Halloween stuff. You haven't seen Scary, I've had mother-in-law makes Mother Superior look like a lightweight.
Damn. That's
Dominus.
yeah. They don't use the ruler; they use the yardstick that was made of metal. I understand.
Oh yeah, they like that thing. Some kids grow up to enjoy that type of thing. That's what you do at the Halloween. When they come to the door. This is real Halloween, kid.
What about
Oh shit. What
a
happened?
zombie nun? Has that ever happened?
Not seen the zombie nun yet, Irish. To answer the question. Dominus Forbiscum and Conspiratum too old.
Yeah, it has. I've seen it in a zombie movie.
All right.
Sure, that sticks something in my.
What the hell's going on? Thank you, Gina. We're getting there. Cancel. Ah! Hang on, folks. I'm just trying to get this window up. We're having a little screwy thing going on here. Yeah, right?
Into a zombie.
There we go,
All right,
people. I'm
there's
so
some
sorry.
kind of paranormal activity.
Yeah, you froze for a minute. You froze like a zombie. You're like,
You know, there's some things you can do that if you think about Halloween and we're afraid of all kinds of things. Now, I want to show some people this just for fun. We are sponsored this week by Meatball Man.
it looks like an 80s horror story.
Shit.
That's what I
Oh,
thought.
Lord
It's
have
a 90s
mercy.
horror story.
I forgot this stuff.
Yep, it's got the good gore going. It's really freaking creepy.
The Amazing Meatloaf
Cheap,
Man.
It's creepy, and it tasted great. Less filling, tastes.
I know, Deb, right?
I don't know if I'd
That's
eat that
all.
one. I'd be worried about that one. I'd like that's a sign there's salmonella in here.
No, he got a big slice, a triangle straight slice taken out of him. Gave him a smile. I could have made him look like the clown from Batman.
It kind of does.
Look,
Speaking of
I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker was like one of my all-time favorite bad guys. Just man, what a role!
I like Ditch or River Pond Scum Phoenix. He's an excellent actor. He did the Joker incredibly.
And everybody's told me. I only saw it once, and it blew me away. That was like the one time, and it's still one of the. It's very good. I like all the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
They've all been, good. I think the first one still does it for me, man.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, he was the best Batman. He just played it. There was something about his role, the way he embraced it, and he climbed.
Well, I think when it came out, everybody thought it was going to be like cheesy, and then that was it. It actually wasn't. It was actually a damn good film.
Oh, it was, and it had all the things you need in a good movie. Fast cars. A good-looking girl. The guy's always got to get the girl. That kind of stuff.
Kim Basinger at that. Ooh.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yep.
So where did you go? You went to like a film festival thing?
I did. I went to the Highlands Horror Film Festival last night and today, and my friend Rob Neller from the community here puts this together every year, and this was his third. Had a great bunch of films. It's really great seeing a lot of things young people do. And they're everybody likes to rag on kids, especially old guys, and they're always like, the little bastards. They don't realize that old men have been saying this since time began, and the world figures it out. You'll end up standing on the road watching the trucks roll by, and you'll be 80 and go, wow, man, I remember how different it was when I was a young person.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have to say, just looking at my life, it's so different than it was in the 60s when I was a kid.
Yep.
Just a real weird we live in weird times, very crazy times.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in the 80s was probably like one of the best generations to grow up in because technology was booming. Everybody was still having fun. There wasn't this discourse. Even if you liked your politics or you didn't like them, nobody really gave a shit.
I never ever sat and had people who I love completely lose their mind and go on either side. They just can go completely spaz. And I sometimes wonder if all the grown-ups leave the room when we get in a crowd of politicalized lunatics, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, God,
you want to talk about a horror story? Imagine sitting down in Washington. Ugh.
Oh, God, that should be a zombie flick. That's a good way to characterize them. Have our guy Parada, have him draw us a picture of Pelosi and the Democrats and the Republicans, have a whole rogues gallery of zombies wandering around bumping into.
I don't think Pelosi and McConnell are too far from being zombies. Aren't they like 300 years old?
Exactly. And McConnell's a creepy old bastard too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. Bitch, if there ever was.
Yeah, he's a creep.
That's the thing. Both parties are full of these scurrilous characters, and they're just in it for the bucks. And
oh yeah, of course they are.
It's all about cash, and I give them credit because they know how to hustle up money out of nothing. Well, out of us, but both parties. I mean,
yeah,
I can't just rag on one because they're so equally contemptible at times, and that's the problem. They've forced us into this dilemma where we have to make two bad choices. It's like at least a parliamentary system, perhaps you could have some reasonable way to boot somebody out if they suck, And, I mean,
well,
seriously.
It's like Dick Tracy. You remember the Dick Tracy movie? That's what it's like. I mean, because if you look at like them all lined up, they look like Dick Tracy characters.
Absolutely. It looks like we have Julie coming back to take
Hello, boys.
Of the scene. Look at her.
Hello, Jules.
Doing over your bubbling cauldron. You look like you're cooking something up.
Yes, about cooking something up to that fucking internet company.
I was just talking about them. I was actually putting a mojo on them. I'm giving them the Malocchio.
Yeah. Have a fucking monopoly here. We have zero choice. Have to stick with these losers. Anyways, so what are you guys up to? What are you talking about?
Oh, we're just talking about horror stuff. We're talking about Neil's creepy meatballs and
I see it behind him. Yes.
Lovely. That is Mr. Meatloaf, I'll have you know.
Mr. Meatloaf, yes.
Either that or you took a selfie and you got yourself into some dirty girls.
Yeah, no, you never know. That's happened at times.
So hey, have we
enjoyed myself?
Have we seen? Did we get a chance to see your video and everything that you had to do yet? How about anything?
We haven't done anything but talk about you.
Oh yeah, right.
We did. We were talking about Halloween stuff.
Oh well, cool.
We were talking how Halloween characters are comparable to politicians.
I don't know. That's an insult to Halloween characters.
I'd almost say they're more like game show hosts. People
bump into each other down on the Senate floor.
Hey, Rick.
Into each other,
Rick, you are here watching Live with Neve reruns.
Yeah, let's take 45 minutes talking about. I'll yield my time to the gentleman to the left.
Oh my God, that's such a tedious bunch of nonsense if you've ever seen it.
Oh my goodness!
Fair because you had decent people up there, but now they're just a bunch of whores. I don't care what side they're on. Kid, go away.
So you guys want to talk some more Halloween stuff and do some Halloween stuff? All right. So Neil, why don't you set this up? So you have been in attendance of the Highlands Horror Film Fest, and we had a couple of gentlemen on Friday who were wonderful, and they were actors and directors taking part. So tell us before I put the showing all the films again that are playing. What was your favorite?
My favorite film.
Sorry, didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I don't have my notes in front of me, but the film that we had previewed yesterday, of everything that I saw, and I didn't see all the movies, but the one that we previewed. The first film we saw was exceptional. And I think of everything that was there, it had an edge in production, in directing, in keeping the plot short but tight and to the point. It's really hard in a short time to say a lot, and they did a good
Yeah.
job with that. It's really essentially you're making a trailer for a movie. It's just a little long form for a trailer, but
Sure.
essentially that's what you've got. I know, thinking about the 2-minute film festival, which is coming up next year, actually next spring in Atlantic Highlands, that's where everybody has 2 months and they got 2 minutes. So you get 2 minutes, and I've thought about it and started doing one. Thought I'd have it done in a month, and to get the plot good enough to say it in 2 minutes, cutting it down to 20-second, 40-second bits to get that 2 minutes. It's harder than people think to be able to do it cogently with minimum use of words. And
Hey there, Gina.
to add an emotional layer.
Hope you're having an excellent day today.
And then you've got the character of the monster, which is like, what are your darkest fears? You start thinking about this stuff. If you close your eyes and you think, I'm alone here, like everybody's got one. One's like, being chased, or in my case, I'm like chasing them through the school with a mask on,
Irish,
that's
you?
my idea. What do you do?
Well, first off, you got to understand, there's different creepies. I thought about one earlier, and it was a damn good movie. And they had the radio in. They were like, "There's this creepy guy. He keeps calling me. Can we find his cell phone somewhere?" And then she gets the call back and said, "Get out of the house. The signal's coming from inside of your house."
Yeah, that's a great story.
So what do you do that would be kind of like something I would like to have, those little surprise things where they hear it, but they don't see it yet. And I just think that's freaking cool.
That menacing tone. I noticed today watching all the, the couple of films I saw today, the sound effects. When I look at my list, which will pop up in a minute of who I saw and all that clarifying, one of them, the sound was done really, really well. The production on it, when the body hit the floor and so forth.
When the body hit the floor.
And the way,
Let the bodies hit the floor. Sorry, go ahead.
There you go. That's okay.
Just had to have my moment.
Song for, there you go.
Had to have my metal moment.
There you go, man. Rocking out, or hook 'em horns, or Malocchio.
So should we go ahead and play the video? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm totally interrupting you.
Fine. Actually, it's 8:16, so we should probably do a break and then come back and roll some video.
All right. Well, I got the perfect thing. Here we go.
Halloween. All right. That was some spooky stuff going on.
So that was the film festival, right? Those were all the films in the festival yesterday and today.
Correct. And
now, does it run long enough for you to go see them all?
No, I didn't get to see them all. I had other tasks going on at the same time.
Right.
I got to see a couple last night, and I got to see a couple today. And one that I have to make comment now that I saw the list. The Rage is a story. I don't want to give people.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
So no spoiler, really. I will say this: it's a story. It's only got a couple of characters in it. And it's about a grandmother who's just all I could say is scenario is vaguely a girl comes home from college and just notices something's a little off about grandma. You never really know quite what. She's having these vivid dreams where grandma's a psycho and murders her with syringe and stuff and has killed her grand. And the acting of the villain, middle-aged woman played the role, and she was like the ex-wife from hell. She played, I mean, fangs dripping with blood, man. You would find a scarier person alive than her. And she obviously is a bad grandma, and I'll leave it at that.
All right.
Wow. All right. That sounds good.
That one really caught my eye. The Rage also caught my eye.
That isn't that the one you were just talking about, The Rage?
No, the one I was talking about today was, or just now, was not for Roger. Yes, it was The Rage. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Yeah, The Rage is the one with the two people. The other one for Roger.
Okay.
That had the weird, like the finger was pointing down at the weird house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, that was really another exceptional film there. Just it had a spooky noir kind of vibe.
Oh, nice.
It kind of creeped me out, you know. And the thing is, they have to say so much in such a short time,
right?
To make it cogent, it's harder than a lot of people think, you know.
Yeah.
I will tell you, it felt great looking at all these young. It reminded me when I was in Full Sail, and I was like an old guy there. I was 30 years old when I went in. All the average goobs were around 25, and I felt really weird. But when we did it, we had our film festival. It was so exciting at the time, and I remember how, you know, we were just like doing the shoot. We learned a lot how to. Like we had to reshoot our whole film as a result of us not taking into account that when you shoot anybody out in the sun in Florida, you need makeup artists. And our makeup artist flaked on us. So the first time we went out, our talent.
Wow, that's familiar.
Guy, and he was out in the sun in ant bed, fire
ant. Oh no. Poor guy.
He was so great. He was a gospel singer. And that,
God bless him.
Amazing. At Full Sail, all the bands in my time, you little whippersnapper, we used to have like a rock and roll, very heavy rock and roll, heavy metal, what would you call it, prog, rock and roll. But
prog
everybody,
rock,
for the most part, was a really good rock and roller.
Nice, awesome.
Had definite skills. Like the ratio of people who were not pretty skilled as a musician was low. And that changed as time has changed, where people don't know what a guitar is anymore. They use a beat maker and some samples, and they crap it out and call it a record.
That's a horror story in and of itself.
Yeah, thank you. It really is. That's a nightmare.
Yeah,
so,
talk, you know.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was flitting off in another direction. Let's go ahead and run another clip.
So tell us about
821.
Okay. So I was just going to say, tell us, you were excited about, tell us how they had it set up and everything.
Sure. Well, when you arrived out front, they had all of these creepy guys and things. And last night at night, when you first walked up, they had a couple of live actors out there with them. And there was a guy who was dressed up like Aqualung. And he was like this creepy dude sitting on the park bench, but I just thought it was a dead stuffed guy over there. And I went over and was shooting some of the footage that I don't have now out of my bought a new video camera, and it doesn't shoot in dual mode, or it does, but I didn't have it turned on.
That's okay.
Then I couldn't find the files. But at any rate, the enthusiasm I saw these young people have was outstanding. Like, they were all young folks under 30, and they have it going on, you know. No, nobody there had a Oscar-worthy finished product, but you could see it's like the smell of rock and roll when you get a band in the room, and you can just smell the rock and roll.
Yeah. Look, you bring those speakers in, that's a true story. You can smell it.
Oh yeah, feel it.
And I just could. It got me off their enthusiasm, its positivity, and how cool and
put those speakers in the garage.
It is and that's something, you know.
Oh, before they're. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
What
were you gonna say? That's too good to miss.
I was gonna say something terrible. I was like, oh, you mean before their souls got sucked dry and from the
Yes,
business,
they
and they're
dropped
totally
out on the
crushed.
carcass on the road back
Yeah.
from Vegas.
And they're just
Some-
totally crushed by the business and the industry to the
Their
point like
dreams and everything spent on 5 years working as a waiter, and then get, only offer you get, you have to do some horrible deed for some horrible person.
oh, that's
Uh-oh.
awful.
Yeah,
that's
a
so
hor-
awful.
How about we make
I know.
a horror movie about
About being an
Hollywood
intern?
producers? Oh yeah, about being an intern.
And Hollywood producers, you got it right there. There's those two things.
Like that shit could get seriously dark.
It could get really dark.
What's
It's like
fucked
when
up
we
is
used-
truth.
When we would tell interns, that we call them, what we would do is we wouldn't tell them shit. First off, we basically talk about them in the third person if they weren't there.
That's
like,
fucked up, man.
we'd be like, "Will you send the love slave to go get lunch?" And we'd be like,
Fuck you, dude.
around. Everyone in the room, nobody even reacts. They know me first off, and they know that I'm going to terrorize this poor kid a little bit, but in a good spirited way. I was never doing anything mean to him. The poor guy, I felt sorry for him. He was a very famous producer's son.
Oh no.
I've heard. And this kid probably fucked up everything he did in his life, and his dad nuts.
Oh, you did. It's okay. Just keep talking.
Never mind. Never mind. I don't have anything else to say about that subject. The
No,
poor
that's
kid,
who.
Yeah, he.
You did tell me this story.
Stolen. Yeah, I felt so bad for him. He called me to pick him up at the bus stop, and he's like, "Somebody stole my bike."
Oh no.
Oh, he just
"Man, you
didn't tell.
fight for it." I was like,
Yeah.
he goes, "The guy was going to punch me."
I'm like you. So he didn't name drop his dad.
Oh no, I knew it before he got there.
But what I'm saying is he didn't do it to the guy who tried to steal his bike. He didn't say like, "Hey, my dad's gonna get you."
He was like, "Here, take it." He said, "I was going to punch him." I said, "Well, that's when you punch him in the throat twice and drive him in the fucking
Kick him in the nuts and
pull his shirt over.
Yeah, damn it, I kick him in the nuts.
Yeah, you gotta just go
Cartman.
first one. I mean, why not?
well,
Welcome to New Jersey.
there you go. So no, we don't. But hey, look, we've got your video of last night. So here we go.
Bring it on.
All right, here we are, live with Neve. I am here. It's the Highlands Horror Film Fest. Here we are in my beautiful small town of Highlands, place I love to be. And look at some of our, look at this guy, big skull down here. Got this. I'll have to call Julie back. She's missing out on all the ghouls and goblins and wonderful stuff like that. The Field of Screams, I love it. Dante Hicks, I wasn't supposed to be here today. Rendell Graves, bunch of savages down here. And there's Baba Booey, Jay Snoochie Boochies, You Better Hide, Dracula. And there she is, Jason Voorhees. Look at that, I think I know these people. Legend has it they're part of the Halloween Spooktacular. So here we are, running to the end of our tour. What do you say? Not much, I guess, today. Live with Neve. I'll be back. Here they are. Here's some other folks heading into the Horror Fest. Ah! Prepare to be scared. All right, all right.
So it looks like he had a great turnout.
It was
Inside.
a great turnout. He did very good, and everybody was having fun. It was interesting because I think people really got off on the fact they were voting. I could sense some excitement that people were, doing their vote.
Was there audience participation?
So do they vote for whoever's the best film?
Whoever they think, and they give out prizes that are rated up and down. But I got to say again, my cheers to Rob Neller and whoever helped him. I know his long-suffering wife. I'm kidding. She's a lovely lady. This asshole on TV talking about me. He doesn't know me. Anyway, that's okay. Don't worry. You can send all complaints to the fourth floor. We have someone up there waiting for you. So,
well, yes.
Go ahead, Jules. We got 2 minutes. So where are we going to go from here?
Well, no, we have a breakup, but there was something when I was up there, when I was up in Highlands this summer with Neil, we were doing some shooting in New York, and we also went to Sandy Hook Beach to go shoot. And that was interesting. We had Nancy Kravis, the wonderful photographer. Thank you so much. So we were checking out some ruins and stuff and shooting in different places. And I decided to try an EVP just to see. I didn't even listen to it until today. And I mean, this
like an STD?
No, wrong acronym.
Those are filthy ghosts.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can't get an STD from an EVP yet. So anyhow, but the interesting thing is here, so I haven't done anything to the audio at all. I did not even clean it up. Okay, so I just left it as is. So you'll hear some like gravel crunching, and that's Nancy, our photographer, Nancy Kravis, wonderful photographer, and that's her walking around. You may even hear like I think maybe Neil, I think you may be echoing a little bit in the background, but there is something really interesting. Every time I ask a question, there was a very odd response, and I'm not going to go much further into what it is, but you'll catch it if you listen. If you listen, you'll catch it, and you'll notice there are 2 questions in a row that I ask, and this thing does not respond. But every other question I ask, it responds. Even one point, I started to talk, and it started responding over me. So I'm sorry. It was kind of interesting, especially since, like I said, I didn't check it until today. So we're gonna go to that, but first we're gonna go to a break really quick, and then we'll be right back. So anyways, that's our that's for to go back. That is every Saturday this month at 8 p.m. Join us here and Live with Me for the Halloween Horror Hour. So it is yes. So we have like, what is this? This is our second Saturday in October.
Yes.
So we have 3 more Saturdays.
We did the Raven. We had the Raven, and we had the poem.
We did all Edgar Allan Poe.
Lenore that you did, yes.
Yes, and Irish did Alone. And we had some cool stuff. We had some haunted paintings and stuff. Well, but back to Sandy Hook and the EVP now. So now that we had our break, let's get into that. Now again, just to remind everybody, you'll hear gravel crunching. That is Nancy Kravis, our awesome photographer. You may hear Neil in the background, but you will clearly hear something responding after every question, except for 2 questions in a row. 2 questions in a row, there's no response. Listen carefully. I have not even done any cleanup at all to the video, or the audio. So here we go. Is there anybody in here who'd like to say something to us? Go ahead, you can speak. What happened to you? It's all good. You can talk to us. What's your name? Did you die here? What did you die of? How old are you? What's your name? Do you have any family left here? Would you like us to give them a message? Cool, thank you. So, what did you hear? Did you hear anything?
It sounded like there was like a wind, almost like a wind blowing.
Neil?
I heard very high pitched something. I couldn't tell exactly what.
Did you hear the trilling of the bird trilling?
Yes.
Did you hear that? Okay, that was, did you notice it responded, it trilled after every question I asked, except the two questions were, did you die here? And how did you die? And neither time did it respond. There was no bird twittering. Did you guys hear it or not?
I did hear it. Now that you say it, I thought it was a bird.
Let me put it back again, but listen carefully. Listen carefully. Okay, listen carefully.
We're gonna run it again.
Is there anybody in here who'd like to say something to us?
Hello.
Go ahead, you can speak. What happened to you? It's all good. You can talk to us. What's your name? Did you die here? What did you die of? How old are you? What's your name? Do you have any family left here? Would you like us to give them a message? Cool, thank you.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I heard it. Did you hear it, Irish?
Yeah. I had to listen to it that time, but I was like listening to like before. I thought it was like I heard like wind blowing, and I'm like trying to decipher something there, so I didn't even hear the bird the first time.
So, but did it strike you the way it struck me, or am I just totally crazy off my rocker?
I don't know. It answered pretty kind of on cue,
except for those two questions, right?
Yeah. Here. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Neil, I can hear it. That sucks, bro. Anyways, I was so like excited about it. So I'm like, it's the weirdest thing because you hear it. I mean, it's very deliberate, right? It's like
it felt like it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it did, didn't it? Anyways, that was, my excitement for today.
Well, in ancient Greek tales and literature, there was some psychopaths, which were invoked by Stephen King in one of his books.
Oh, yeah.
Thinner,
yeah. No, it was a Dark Knight or
Dark Tower.
No, it was before that. It was there's birds. He always saw black birds, and he was like him as a kid writing, right? Isn't that the movie?
That's it.
And there's black birds everywhere.
Oh shit, I do remember that.
Carried off by the psychopaths, which are these little things that carry your ass to hell. I guess they bite you to pieces and then crap you out in hell and fly out. I don't know.
That sounds pretty horrible. That sounds pretty shitty.
I mean, well, hell's supposed to be pretty bad. I figure that's, not a good way to go.
Probably not, no.
It's not like you got a backstage pass and you're in there with some like high rollers like Madoff and shit.
Yeah, there you go. Because that's going to be helpful.
Lives in a little tiny like Brooklyn apartment with no air conditioning. It's always sweltering.
That'd be the worst way to die. That's like one of the horror things, like when they had Jurassic Park.
Breakfast. Yeah. That expands. Let's think about this, guys. What is the range of what constitutes horror? Because it could go from, say, Alien with science fiction, all the way back to just stabby cat, then
gore.
Gore, and then you've got the real classics. Like, to me,
Paranormal.
Dracula is just, to me, it's just one of the best things to read. It's great if you have kids to read Dracula to them in a dark room. Now, that'll scare the little shit.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. I totally agree because I'm like I'm like a purist. I love the classics and everything like that. Like when they redid the Wolfman with I can't think of his name. Benicio del Toro 2 years ago.
There you go.
Benicio del Toro. That was I love.
That was a good job.
He's
Anthony
such a brilliant
Hopkins
actor.
was in that.
Yes, he was. Yes, and Benicio is such a brilliant actor too. And I mean, I love that version. I mean, it wasn't, the original, but it was very close, and they reshot the similar scenes and stuff, and it was a really good one. But Yeah, I mean,
I
so,
thought it was. I thought you were talking about Jack Nicholson's Wolf. Remember when he did
I
Wolf?
think that was a great movie.
that was a great
Michelle
movie.
Pfeiffer as well.
Yeah,
Oh, Michelle.
it was an amazing movie. What other good wolf movies are there? Oh, have you ever seen Dog Soldiers? It's British.
I haven't seen that one.
Dude, that is the very best werewolf movie, including Underworld, that I've ever seen. Dog Soldiers. Dog Soldiers, check it out. It's British, it's UK film, whatever, international film. It is fucking so good. It's
Well,
totally
just
different.
vampire and werewolf alone, you get so many different cool genres. American Werewolf in Paris.
Yeah, there you go.
That
And
was,
in London.
I loved. I had been in Paris that year.
Oh, really?
It came out. Or about the time I watched it, I should say. I don't know exactly when it was shot, but I was chuckling up there on the Eiffel Tower, looking around where they filmed it. I got a chuckle.
Oh, that's cool.
Fucking werewolf, you know.
Yeah, right.
Kind of a great. It was a very funny comedic spin on the vampire or the wolf.
Werewolf thing. Oh, yeah. That's a fun movie.
Was for me as a kid one of the most terrifying movies, and I don't know why. I mean, they're all
Werewolf in Paris or London?
Both of them were great.
The Wolfman, the Werewolf.
Oh, the Wolfman.
Lon
Oh,
Chaney,
yeah.
all that stuff.
Lon Chaney. That's who we were trying to think of last night.
He's just the best. I mean,
Yeah, we had Bella Lugosi. We can remember Lon Chaney.
Yeah, that was cool, but I mean, there was other ones that were like legit scary, like The Howling.
Oh yeah, that was. The first one was, and then then I actually tried to watch the progression, and it was like they were getting more and more B film than C film, and it was so bad. It was like somebody. I'm like, oh my god.
Video.
Right. Exactly. Pretty
With
much.
subtitles.
Yeah. That's kind of what it was, but yeah, that's a good one. So the monster movies. So vampires, werewolves. Underworld, I really have to say, they did an amazing job.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
The first one was
Mhm.
superb.
The second one was pretty good too. It continued,
Yeah.
For making something out of a video game and out of nothing, that's pretty good. But just the fact that it did as well as it did, it's kind of a new thing. It's. I think it's sometimes risky using technology in movies, like.
Yeah, because you got to do it right.
Because that's what we were talking about last night too. Yeah.
You see Apple logos everywhere nowadays, and everybody's like, "Oh, this great company, man! They preserve our privacy and blah blah blah." But it's just another dime to them, in a sea of many dimes a day. And I don't know.
I don't know. The Van Helsing was pretty good. That got remade.
Yes,
they had some pretty good CGI on there.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. But I still have to go back to and what as Irish and I were talking about last night was I gotta go back. I love Godzilla and the dude in the rubber suit and the set and just destroying shit.
Ultraman.
That's why like the original Pet Cemetery is much scarier to me than the new one, because the new one, it was all CGI'd and the original is all animatronics, and it's fucking real because it's real. It's actually there. It helps you suspend your reality. When I'm looking at a computer image, I know, and it like totally kills it for me. You know what I mean?
I agree. It's sort of like me with the meatloaf guy behind me. It's gonna just reach out.
He really does look like he's trying to eat you.
Eat my head. Yeah, could be.
That was what Jim Henson, man, his puppeteering and his animatronics, I mean, what a freaking phenom of being able to capture emotions in monsters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or for that sake, Sesame Street or the Muppets, they all were able to capture that emotion. That was some talent, man. That guy was talented.
Like I said, God's gift to children.
The Count was my dude when I had my kids.
Yeah, I love the Count too.
How many balls do you have? Two breasts.
You take Sesame Street, but then again, no one wanted him being a pedophile.
Okay.
Stay in age, you can buy it in New York. Torture. Probably illegal.
Oh my god! Hey, do you guys watch? We had it last week, but what do you think about like the haunted painting? You want to try to run that one? Was that creepy enough for you guys or no?
They were pretty freaking creepy, man. I don't know. I think like pedophile Elmo is pretty creepy. That's you know what I mean? want to play with you.
Hi, kitties.
I just got Jules.
She's like having a bad moment.
Wow.
Jesus, wow moments on the show.
Are you kidding? Like every time, every day. Who doesn't?
On the snort nozzle.
But hey, if you don't have those wow moments, there's no point, right? Because that's what it is. It's entertainment.
What do you do?
Gotta be wow. So, yeah.
We are like number 3 in late night views in the Philippines.
Yes.
That's 2 weeks in a shake. I mean, that's like we're showing a huge increase.
Yay, Philippines! Thank you. Hey,
You know, that was something I haven't tried yet. Is I want to try like some Filipino cuisine.
Ah.
Well, every time I go down to like different parts of Detroit, they have food everywhere, different foods. And I've been like to the pad Thai, and I've been to all that, but I don't think I've had Filipino cuisine yet. I think I would like to try.
Well, there you go.
I'm a big eater.
So, do you guys want to talk more haunted or more scary stories, or what do you guys want to? You want to replay something we had from last week that was scary? What do you guys want to do? We've had comments.
We're right at break time, so we can run the scary thing, and then we'll come back after that.
All right, let's do that.
I think.
Top 5 most haunted paintings in the world. In the 1800s, Norwegian painter Edvard Munch starts out our list with The Dead Mother. Although renowned for his painting The Scream, Munch had suffered tragedy in childhood when tuberculosis robbed the young painter of his mother and 2 siblings. The little girl in the painting stands in front of the deathbed of her mother, who clearly has passed on. Previous owners of the painting warn the little girl's eyes follow the viewer wherever they move, while others say they have also heard the sheets of the mother's bed moving and rustling. The painting is now in Bremen at the Kunsthalle. Number 4. Samantha King was the daughter of a senator during the late 1880s. Unfortunately, 4-year-old Samantha was killed after falling down a flight of stairs at the Driscoll Hotel in Austin, Texas. 1 week after her death, visitors claimed to see her ghost playing with the ball she was chasing when she died. There are other reports that Samantha can be heard giggling throughout the hotel and near the stairs where she fell to her very untimely death. Richard King, Samantha's grieving father, hired a painter to remember his daughter as she was in life. Yet present day, Driscoll Hotel employees and visitors state they feel nauseous, like they're being lifted into the air or rolling down a set of stairs, or they feel violated. Some say, if you stare at the painting long enough, Samantha's face contorts or her face widens into a smile. Check out the Yellow Rose Suite in the Driscoll next to Samantha's painting. You may just hear her wiggle the door handles and giggle. Number 3, The Crying Boy. The Crying Boy painting is known to be cursed as the UK had alleged stories of dozens of house fires during the 1980s, each where a copy of this cursed print was supposedly hung in each home, which was then later destroyed by fire. Each print was preserved and untouched by the smoke and flames. One owner said her entire painting collection was destroyed along with her home, all except for one, the crying boy. It still hung clean and free of damage from the house fire, just as each UK resident supposedly claimed of their print of the painting after they lost their home to fire. That painting of the crying boy still remained unsinged. Some alleged reports say owners tried to burn their print of the crying boy. However, not one flame can even touch it. Number 2, the English man, painter, unknown. Why unknown? Sean Robinson, owner of the Englishman portrait, shares a macabre story. Robinson shares the unnamed artist was highly disturbed, mixing his own blood into the paint, thus seemingly transferring his anguish onto the canvas. Soon after the painting was completed, the tale goes on to warn the troubled painter committed suicide. Robinson claims the painting causes many household disturbances, such as moaning, strange sounds, pets who behave distressed and full of anxiety, plus bizarre shadowy figures, and more. Robinson kept a log of the hauntings he experienced as they worsened the longer he kept the painting out. Robinson states the painting is safely stored now, away from harming anyone. And now we come to number 1. The most haunted painting in the world. The Hands Resist Him by Bill Stonheim. The Hands Resist Him, painted as an expression of the artist's adoption, has been deemed the most haunted painting in the world. Goosebumps and chills tingle just at the utterance of the title. You see the artist as a boy next to a creepy, black-eyed, life-sized doll. Owners have stated the doll comes to life, as does the boy, claiming they leave the painting at night. Others have taken infrared images of the picture and have found the doll and boy to be hot. The creepiest part of the painting is not just the black-eyed doll or the boy's expression. It's the disembodied hands reaching from the blackness, pressing against the glass doors to the boy's back. The Hands Resist Him seems to express it all in that title. Chills, goosebumps run up and down at the mere mention of the title of that piece. When the painting was purchased from a gallery in the mid-1970s, a decade later, the owner of the gallery, an art critic who had written about the painting, and the buyer himself of the painting had all died suddenly. The Hands Resist Him is safely stored away at a different gallery now. Claims that even the print itself has the power to make people physically ill and cause blackouts. The hands resist him. The number one haunted painting in the world. Good night. Sleep tight. And don't let any of these creepy paintings come to life.
Can I get into bed with you?
Had to go loud at the end there because you're sitting there like watching it and all the time, and then Jules hits you with the noise. Shit.
I love watching Irish's reactions every single time.
I can't stand that little kid laughing shit between that and like when you know that the little demon kid's in the house and you can't see him, and then you hear like, Dad, fuck you.
It's not kick like a horse, man. Pop that little bastard across the room. Seriously. It's like that movie. What is the one where the creepy little thing climbs out of the television? It's a really spooky.
The Ring, my favorite film ever.
Yes, The Ring.
Yes, because of
I should
the
watch that together at your house with my oldest.
yeah. Remember when we were watching and the phone rang after the video popped on? My phone rang just out of the blue like that.
Yeah,
And remember, and we waited, and the answering machine picked up, and nothing was there. It was just so weird.
Pizza guy or nothing, you know.
No, it was just a weird.
It was a real world way to deal with it. I'm just not going to answer the fucking phone. But in the horror movies, you know not to answer the phone. Like five people have been, disemboweled, sodomized and everything else for answering the fucking phone. So you watch this thing and then the phone rings and you go,
No.
Why would you pick up the phone?
It's the same thing. Like, you don't run up and in or in and up. You run down and out. And I'm sorry, but if I'm running for my life, exactly. If I'm running for my life, it's happened a few times. I am like a fucking gazelle. I am jumping over shit left and right, man.
It's weird what adrenaline does to your feet. It turns
into you just want to do. You want to reach back, have two good-sized handguns and a couple of drop guns in your bag, and then just drop that big stinking zombie right on his ass.
Well, yeah.
Right, but in the movies they never do that. They'll be like, there was a commercial on the other day that had something like that. It was like there's an axe murderer with a chainsaw and an axe chasing these kids, and like, look, there's a running car. Let's go. Like, no, why would you do that? Let's go hide behind the axes and the chainsaws.
I mean, right, exactly. And it's like that. But you know who did it really well is Jeepers Creepers. In the first one, when the chick at the end, when she starts driving over the creeper over and over again.
Yeah, again and again and again. Like,
and he's screaming, it's like, stop, stop. He's like, they're never dead. And she just keeps going back and forth. I'm like, yeah, now you deserve to live, But everybody else who trips and does stupid stuff, I'm like, I root for them to die. They're so stupid.
Done,
yes, like that's what I'm saying.
You've had jobs where you just pray the zombie apocalypse.
There's always that though too. We always root for the bad guy to like stay alive. Like when Pinhead gets killed in Hellraisers, then you see him come back, you're like, he's gonna come back.
Well, because he's the anti-hero. He's the whole reason you're there. Like Freddy and like Jason and Michael Myers and everybody else. I mean, they're the hero.
There's a new Mike Myers movie, I think, coming out.
A new Halloween.
Yes.
Rob Zombie or the other guy?
It's Rob.
I don't think it's Rob Zombie. I'm not sure who's doing
it.
Well, Rob Zombie killed Halloween. He did a great job with it, dude.
Absolutely, the guy has the skills. I have to say, I've been really digging his new record, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, you're always listening to it. And when we're working, you're listening to it. You're like, man, it's so great.
It is. It's just like, people forget what good. There's just not much good stuff being produced. That's a band that is out, and they're excellent in every way. I mean,
yeah, he's
like
man.
What they do to me, I like good, well-crafted shit.
Exactly.
Right now. Then I've also been listening because we've been trying to get the interview with Marilyn now for over a year. And Marilyn Manson's laying low, but, I'm going to say this, Marilyn, if you get my video, dude, get out and tell them all to fuck off,
Oh, yeah.
Lawyers talk. Don't say that jive. I mean, really.
And by the way, yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
He'd already be, sitting in time waiting to go to jail. I'm pretty sure if,
all I can say is, Marilyn, come on the show. You got a happy audience here. We'll get you comfortable. You know, we'll send you out. We'll serve you with some, I don't know, we'll have some interesting characters to be your waiting staff in the green room.
You know, I remember like listening to the shock rock when Manson came out was a lot like the Cooper rock back in the day, stuff like that. But he is a very smart guy. And like he did an interview about the Columbine kids and the Columbine shooting situation. And he was asked, you know, well, what would you have done or what would you have said to them had you, you know, been able to talk to them? He said, I wouldn't have said anything. I don't listen to them. And that's something nobody else did. And ever since he said that about those kids, I was like, damn, yeah, he thought about it.
Yeah.
Some
And
people try and give him like a hostile interview. You know, a lot of these reporters and reporterettes out there have the IQ of a sea sponge, and when they start really trying to talk to someone that they don't understand or know anything about, it was like Leland Sklar talking about being up in Norway, and she was like, "Oh, you have a nice beard. Where did your name come from?"
yeah, how long you had your beard and all that stuff.
No idea who
he was.
Why he was there. It was
And-
a BBC local affiliate.
And see, here's the trick. It's a mastery. It's a craft. Media is a craft. It's not what everybody is. It's like a peeling an onion. It goes on forever. And it's always evolving every single day. So there's a craft and there's a way to interview and talk to people and stuff. So yeah, strategy. But anyways, it's time for us to go, I guess. Yeah. So everyone have a spooky weekend this weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Well, I
Yes.
heard from my ex-wife lately, so that's good. I hope
Oh, no.
Spooky Halloween.
All right, guys.
Spooky.
We'll get your Neil and your little kitty too.
Yikes. On that note.
Probably to do a movie about her, you know, it'd be some kind of fun.
Jesus God. Okay, on that note. Bye.
All right, everybody. See you tonight. Hang on a minute. Let me, let's do this. There we go. Okay, everybody. It's 11:53. We ran an hour over. I hope if there's anybody left here, you've enjoyed this grotesque Saturnalia. And it's a beautiful day. I will see you tonight in Philly, Papa Chubby. And I'll be broadcasting once the show starts at 8:30. But the cool part will be the interview at 4:30. The sound check starts at 5, so I plan to be there a little early. And I'm going to have a great time. And I hope you'll join me later and have a great time with us. It's going to be a party. I tell you what, if you're in Philly, come on out, man. Come out and hang with the Nevester. And if you're there, come on out. We'll have a good time. Have a drink or two on me. All right, peoples. I'm out of here. All right. What do we got here? Yeah, it's that time. I hate this time of day. Okay. See ya.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live.